In part one, we established that there's good gold out here at Western Creek Cattle Station. In this part, we're going to ask, is there enough gold that you can quit work and live off the land? I was told of a place here on the property where 3 ounces were recently found by hand in 1 month. We look for that spot, test it over a couple of days, and get home and crunch the numbers. So in our first video, we had a look around here just prior to gate 3. We set up a sluice and found some decent gold, but it was talking to others around the campsite that they told me to go in a bit deeper. Here we have gate 4. And in this section of the creek, just around here somewhere, you can find it yourself, the exact location, is where one of the other campers pulled out 3 ounces of gold in 1 month. So let's head out there and see how we go. Well, I've driven past this place a couple of times now. We've got a nice shaded area of creek, which is pretty handy when it's as hot as it is today. We've got big banks, lots of erosion, and I just want to do a bit of test panning down there and see if there's a little hole that hides that stuff. The area near the gully wasn't productive enough to set up properly, so I decided to move on a bit in search of this rich deposit. The night before, while cooking, I ran out of celery, so I thought I'd take the half-hour run into town to stock up. Georgetown centres around this one big roadhouse. You can get a hot feed there, fresh meat and veg, tools, perfume, tennis balls or cement. There's also one pub, and that's about it. When you're driving back from Georgetown, you're going to see a sign that says Mount Sullivan. That's meant to be Queensland's 3rd highest peak. Have a look at this bastard, would you? Flat as a tack, so don't bother bringing any of your snow gear up here. One thing that you will need though, that I found when my fridge constantly went flat, is that you're going to need good solar panels if you're heading out this way. In all reality, you're going to be coming out here for a few weeks, so make sure your solar/power rig is well geared up to handle the hot weather. You can also bring a generator if you've got one. They let you run them during the day. Eventually coming out of town, the bitumen road's going to turn to gravel. You go through the cattle grate, and it's about a K or two further. You'll get to the Flat Creek Road sign, and it's got a little bit there that says Western Creek Station as well. Chuckle right in there and head back in to go and find your payload. When you're driving thousands of kilometres, you can sort of think about a few things, and one of them that I think about a bit is how much money would you need to be able to quit your job and come out here and just scratch around trying to find a bit of gold here and there, and live a reasonable life. And I guess if you're 25 and about to start a young family, you're not going to do that because you'd never save any money for a house or anything. But if you're nearing retirement age, or I don't know, maybe you've got some sort of a different lifestyle, like you're single and on the dole or something like that, you might be able to do this if you could find 50,000 worth a year. For me, I'd probably set a target at 70 grand worth. If that was possible, I'd probably throw in the towel and just come out here, live out bush, and be free of the shackles of the everyday grind. So I quickly figured out I was going to have to do this by hand, just with the gold pan. And I figured if I can do 50 pans a day for 2 days, that is about 4 hours work, 5 minutes a pan. See how much gold I get at the end of that, and that'll give me an indication of what you could actually earn at a place like this. Just on the way back, I wanted to head out to a place called the Big Dam. The Big Dam is where in the afternoon the crocodiles come up and sit on the dam bank. You can, I don't know, chase them off or whatever you do. So let's head out there before we get back to camp. Now I've got a bloody problem. I'm trying to turn around on top of this dam, and it doesn't matter where I put the gear shifter, it just stays in reverse. Can't get it out at all, and it's 50 degrees outside, and bloody crocodiles everywhere. It's about 10 k's or 20 minutes back to where the homestead is, and I'm stuck. Well, this is getting worse. I turned the engine off hoping to reset this thing. I hope it was an electrical problem, but it still is just jammed and won't move out of reverse. And now I've got no air conditioning, and I don't know what I'm going to do. So we're up and running again, thank God for that. What I found was this little eyelet had popped off the gear shift cable. Thankfully it wasn't a problem underneath the car. If I put a screwdriver down there and just maintain a bit of tension on that, I can then just change gears until I get back to the homestead. Might be able to put a circlip or something on there and give it a bit more of a permanent fix, but thank God we're away. Am I using your hammock, am I? I didn't set it up for you guys, you know. I want to come back and have a little bit of a relax too in the arvo. This is the area where I'm taking material from, and I wanted to show just the different layers. First you're going to have this section where you've got rocks and a bit of river gravel, and it's everywhere. They're either big rocks like this guy, or all different sizes. Underneath the rocks you have a brown layer of material. This is where your pay dirt is, and below that you have this grey and white and orangey dense clay. Now the gold does not get through that clay. I've taken several pans of this material and broken it down. There's nothing in there. It all sits in the brown pay dirt that sits, or the brown material that sits just underneath rocks. So here's our takings. It's been through the blue bowl. Remember, this is a couple of days work at 50 pans a day at Western Creek. So 100 pans in total. We had a little cannonball in there, which is always nice to see. And I don't think that's a bad little haul, maybe 2 grams. I'll go and weigh it later. Well guys, we've weighed it all up, and what we found over 2 days was 2.32 grams or 1.16 a day. So realistically, let's crunch some numbers here. I figure that you could go up to Western Creek for 20 weeks of the year and work on 6 days. I mean, obviously you'll need Sunday off to go to church and pray for more gold. So you're going to get 120 productive days up there. Now, although I found 1.16 a day, I couldn't run a sluice. So I'm figuring you could increase your output by at least 50%, giving you 1.74 grams per day times 120 Your takings could be 208.8 grams in your trip. Now, the gold price per gram at the moment's 200. It's about $208 a gram, but let's just calculate it as being $200 because the price fluctuates. And on my figures, for a 20-week trip up there, you could find 41,760 worth of gold that you could sell. It's not quite enough to retire, but then again, you're only up there for 20 weeks, so I'm figuring you'll probably also get 10 weeks in down at Reedy Creek in Victoria. That's a few months over the peak period when it's not too cold. 60 days of productive work, I'm figuring with a high banker. You'd have to find at least a gram a day, so 60 grams times the $200 that we put on our price, including some fluctuation, and that will give you another $12,000. So your total earnings, I'm figuring, through some pretty tough labour, but good fun out there as well. I think you could earn $53,760 doing this kind of work. For me, it's not quite enough to retire, so I think I'll have to keep grave digging for another 5 years or so, but for others, it may just be enough.